Yo, today I'm talking about communication and why we should be clear with communication. Whether it's friendships, romantic relationships, or family relationships, we should be very clear with the way we communicate and the way we want to be treated. Because if not, it's going to build up animosity, and then that's just going to be a downfall of a whole lot of things. Animosity going to build up. That's going to build up resentment. You're going to not want to be around these people, and you're not going to understand why, or you're just going to be frustrated. It's going to be like this frustrating energy because you think that the people that are closest to you should just know how you want to be communicated to and how you want to be loved and treated. And that's just not the case, right? Can't make no assumptions. Even the people that are closest to you won't walk in your shoes, you know? You got to be able to communicate how you feel to them. So, in my past, I've definitely have struggled with communication. And it's been a lot of reasons. Part of it is fear of being judged. I don't know. I think keeping the peace, wanting to keep the peace, fear of abandonment, right? I think these things kind of made me be a little bit more reserved or watch what I say with my communication, because I don't want people to take it the wrong way. I don't want people to leave me, or I don't want, yeah. But when I started to realize how the little things in relationships that don't get noticed, those are the things that tend to ruin the relationship. You feel me? If you got an issue with somebody about something, address it as soon as it comes up. Like, don't wait at all. Don't wait at all. Make sure that window between the incident and when you tell them is very small. The larger that window grows, that's when the animosity and all the resentment builds up, because you're holding on to this feeling inside without letting it out. You haven't communicated to that person, yo, this is how I feel. This is how what you did makes me feel. This is how I want to be treated. This is how I want to be loved. You didn't communicate that. Now that builds animosity. Communicate clearly. Don't hold on to these things. And avoiding the tough conversations, you're going to have the tough conversations in order to avoid the consequences of not communicating clearly. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes we don't know how to communicate clearly. We like, well, I don't know how to, like, what do I tell them? Or I don't know how I want to be treated, or blah, blah, blah. And when I look back on that, personally, I feel like when I've struggled to communicate or do it clearly, it's because, one, I didn't know how I truly felt about whatever it is or what I want to say. There's either a bunch of voices in my head that aren't mine telling me what I should and shouldn't do, or it was just like I didn't spend enough time. Like, sometimes you got to spend time with yourself, right? Just like how you spend time with your friends, you spend time with your family members and stuff to get to know them. You got to spend time with yourself to get to know you. And I feel like for the longest, I didn't do that. So I didn't know what I wanted out of life. I didn't know how to communicate, how I want to be loved and treated, etc. Because I was always like around people who, if they didn't think for me, they would like push their thoughts on me, you know? And I don't want to say that like maliciously. I think it sometimes be out of love, you know? If we think we know something the best or whatever, we want to help our people. But we know individually what's best for us, you know? You feel it deep down inside. But when I really got to spend time with myself in like solitude and really like understand what it is that I want out of life and how I like to be treated and how I want to be loved in relationships, that's when it get easy to communicate it. Because you start to learn yourself. Oh, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what I value the most. This is what I don't necessarily value. Or this is further down the list. We got to take the time to know ourselves, you know? And I think that's where the saying comes from. You got to love yourself if you want to love somebody else, you know, first. Because if you don't love yourself before loving someone else, you're going to hold them responsible for like how you feel. Right? So all of those feelings of love, validation, acceptance that you could give yourself, you're going to be on your partner up extra about giving that to you because you don't give that to yourself. So you got to love yourself first before you love somebody else, or the scale is going to be tipped. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself. Give yourself grace. Spend time with yourself. Take yourself out on a date. Go on a walk with yourself. Journal. Record videos like this and document your thoughts, you know? Go do different activities by yourself and just see how you feel. And I think the sooner we get to spending time with ourselves and knowing ourselves and loving ourselves is the sooner we'll get to knowing ourselves on a deeper level and being able to communicate with others how to interact with us, you know what I'm saying? And how we like to go about life, being treated and loved, etc. You feel what I'm saying? So, clear communication is going to clear any animosity, man. Make sure you speak clearly and get it off your chest and don't hold on to it. And if you're overwhelmed with emotion and you can't clearly communicate in whatever instance you in, tell them that. Communicate that. Like, yo, I need time to gather my thoughts. I need a couple hours, a couple minutes, a couple days, whatever, right? But I think communication, like, that's the clearest thing. I used to think about communication like, oh, they're going to be upset or they're going to be like this or they're going to feel some type of way because I'm not going to say what they want to hear. Nah, bro. People might want a response right now, but if that's not true to you, sorry. Who cares if they don't want to hear that? Like, yo, I'm going to be ready to speak in like a couple hours. I need to get my thoughts together. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to say that. And remember that, like, you're on your own timing. You're not on their timing. People might rush you. People might whatever. But communication a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you ready and you feel comfortable so that you saying what you really mean and communicating what you really mean and not just what somebody is telling you or just a forced thought that you didn't even really think about. Take that time, yo. Clear communication equals no animosity. Better, more smooth relationships. On the real. Let me know in the comments how y'all go about clearly communicating, you know? I love to hear about it. Especially during like heightened times, you know? Whether it's anger, sadness, etc. Appreciate y'all. Love.